Hello, thank you so much for being here today. My name is Lila, and today I want to talk about some of the books that I want to prioritize reading in 2026. So the first book on my list that I want to prioritize reading in 2026 is The Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. I read the Bone Season series this year and absolutely fell in love with it. I started that series in October and finished it in December, and it is a 5-book, 2-novella series, so I think that shows you how hooked on it I was. I have had The Priory of the Orange Tree on my shelf for a very long time. Priory of the Orange Tree is a fantasy novel set in a world with dragon lore and multiple strong female protagonists. These characters include a queen, a mage, and a dragon rider who navigate forbidden magic and politics. This also features an LGBTQ+ romance. So this book is absolutely massive, but I honestly can't wait to read it. I hope it is just as good as the Bone Season because I loved that series so much. So I'm so excited to jump into this one. Next, I would like to prioritize reading some books from John Gwynne. I follow John Gwynne on Instagram, and he is an epic fantasy writer, and he seems like such a great person. He is always supporting other authors in the fantasy genre, and he also has a very fun author photo. I love this picture of him just chilling with his axe and his dogs. I first heard about John Gwynne through Kristen and Maddie, who said that they absolutely love his books. The Malice series follows the main character Corbin as he becomes a warrior. While he is becoming a warrior, ancient powers are stirring, setting the stage for a massive war. While this series might be a bit outside of my comfort zone, I'm really excited to get into it and hopeful that I will love it. Next, I would like to prioritize reading the Trial of the Sun Queen series because I own the first 3 books in the series. I own the first 3 books in the series due to my problem with ordering from the book outlet. And because I already own the first 3, I want to prioritize reading this. This is a romantic fantasy series about Lore, who is a prisoner who is thrust into deadly trials to win the heart of the Sun King as well as earn her freedom. I've heard this described as The Bachelorette meets The Hunger Games, which sounds so fun. And I have actually read this first book before. I read this earlier in the year and I do remember liking it. However, I don't remember enough of it to continue on with the series before revisiting this book. So I'm looking forward to rereading this and continuing on with the series. Next, we have a book which I feel like everyone and their mother has read, and that is When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker. I would like to read this in 2026 because book 2 will be coming out in the same year. I have heard so many things about this book, both good and bad. I have heard people praise it for its lyrical writing, and other people say that it is overly fluffy, so I am curious to see what I will think. This is a romantasy book about an assassin who is being hunted by a bounty hunter. It has dragons, elemental magic, and political intrigue, which are all elements that I tend to enjoy in a romantasy book. So I am excited to read this and see what the hype is about, and hopefully I will enjoy it just as much as others have. The next series that I would like to prioritize, I have also heard mixed reviews of, and that is The Spark of the Everflame by Penn Cole. Due to my problem with ordering multiple books in a series from the book outlet, I already own the first 2 books in this series. I have heard that the first book in this series is not the best and that it gets better as the series goes on, and it's actually a goal in 2026 for me to continue on with series instead of just giving up in the first book, because I have learned that often fantasy series get better as they go. This is an enemies to lovers romantasy about a world that has been colonized by gods and it is now ruled by the Descended. The Descended are the offspring of the gods. The main character's mother disappears and it leads her to the unexpected chance to enter the world of the Descended royalty. And with this, she discovers mysteries that her mother left behind. So I'm excited to read the first 2 books in this series and hopeful that I will enjoy them. I would also like to give an honorable mention to 2 series that I started this year that I will be continuing in 2026. The first is Kingdom of Claw, which is the 2nd book in the Road of Bones series. This was actually a Christmas gift, which was lovely to receive. I read the first book in the Ashen series this month, and I absolutely loved it. I gave it 5 stars. This is an epic adventure Viking-inspired romantasy that has twists and turns that I didn't see coming. So I am super excited to read the 2nd book in this series. And next is Empire of the Damned by Jay Kristoff. I I read Empire of the Vampire in November and I liked it. I honestly didn't love it because it was quite outside of my comfort zone, but I do have a feeling that this series is going to get better as it goes on. So I'm excited to continue this series and see how I feel about it as it progresses. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. Those were some of the books that I will be prioritizing reading in 2026. If you have any books on your TBR for 2026, I would love to hear about them in the comments, and I will see you again with a new video soon. Bye!